Hey there, this is Tim. I'm one of the partners along with Kelly of Paragon Partners. And in this video, I'm going to go over my last 30 eBay sales. Let's see. Boom. Okay, you can see in the last 31 days, my total sales have been about, pretty close to 20,000. Of course, it never seems like that when I'm doing it every day, but I guess over the course of the last month, that's what it adds up to. And this is probably one of our best months ever. It tends to slow down after Labor Day, so I'm still pretty happy with the way it's gone so far. The first one, I bought a whole bunch of camera gear from this guy for $40. It was 2 bodies and about 4 lenses, and I put the bodies, each of them online for $50 each. Pardon me. And you can see it had a couple of accessories, and I got the asking price right away, so I may have undervalued it a slight bit. You can see it came with the flash, and that added a couple bucks to the value too. Last video, I explained how my partner, he bought a storage locker, and this is one of the things that came out of it. And this was a nice little bonus. Had I relisted this, I should have put on 2 things. I should have put on the region code. This was North America, and I guess this came in the 3 CD or DVD and 4 DVD set. I guess an extra DVD of all bonus materials. This was the 3 DVD set, and people were asking me that. Pardon me. Here's a set of headphones. I sold this for $20. In the last video, I explained that I bought this guy's inventory out. He was some Russian, and he's an active eBay seller too, but he didn't want to go over $10,000 for the year. He said his wages wouldn't have been reported to the IRS, and that wouldn't mess with his insurance. So I bought a whole bunch of his stuff, and this is one of those things out of his lot. So I was happy with those headphones. I had actually bought this over the weekend at the swap meet, and I got this for $5, and $5 is right around my range of what I'm willing to spend on a VCR. I took $30 for this one. And I wish we could do more testing on these. We're able to power it up, but of course I wish I were able to put in a VHS and do more extensive testing with it. And notice it also came with a light. It came with the battery pack so we could power it on too. It came with the hardback case, and that was really nice. I mean, you wouldn't think people would still be into these VHSs, but they are. Here's one of those lenses I bought. I mentioned that I bought that one guy's camera kit, and this was another lens. And I may have undervalued this a bit too. I put it up for $18, best offer, and it wasn't even up an hour, and someone paid the full price. So who knows if I was under just a little bit. This one I was kind of surprised about. This had been online for over 3 months. There's all these little cleaning kits. And I had gotten this huge lot with a bunch of medical surplus goods in it, and of course I found I couldn't sell all of it because on eBay you can't sell some medical goods. Actually, I tried doing it, and eBay gave me a warning: if they're going to do it, they're going to restrict my account for 7 days. But this came in that kit, and I put it online for $10, and I kind of forgot about it. And about 3 months later, it sold for $10, so I was happy with it. This one was so-so. I actually sold it for $15 plus $4.99 shipping, so $20. This is actually the guy who works for me. He had these extra guitars, and he just wanted to put them online. I said, "Oh, fine, you do it on your time. We'll split it." So after I paid the shipping fee and the eBay fee and the PayPal fee, we both made like $4.58. So not a terrible lot of money there. It was more as a favor. This is actually a consignment from another guy. Now, this sewing machine, new in box, retail, it's about $1,100. I'd actually sold this once before, and I sold it, I believe, for around, it was $2.99. I sold it used, and the buyer who got it said it wasn't working. It was jamming. And she spent about 5 hours testing it, trying to get it to work, and she didn't get it to work. She wrote me this elaborate description. So anyway, I took it back and then relisted it for parts. And I took her elaborate description of all the work she had tried to do to get it working. And I said, here's what another experienced sewer told me on this, which helped give some other people some information. And I got some feedback that this is probably a jam. It wouldn't be that difficult to diagnose and fix. And just as parts, I got $200 for it. So I was happy with that. Finally, here's another lens out of that camera lot I bought for $40. Another one I may have undervalued it. I got $18 within 2 hours, and my regular price was accepted. This is a movie screen, and this is another one. I had 2 of these, and this is the second one to sell. And I put this one on. You can see the weather was better. I put it back in July about 2 months ago, and I just did buy it now, and it finally sold. And I wouldn't think that people would still be into these, but I feel fortunate that it was still sold at the regular price. This is another camera I just bought over the weekend at the swap meet for $5. And I got $35 for it. And I think this had a bit more value because it had some of the cleaning heads with it, and it was an 8mm. So people wanted this one a bit more, and I could show it working. So I was happy with that. Like I said, on these video cameras, I like to come in at $5 because though I sold these at a good price, other ones I've sold to get them to do a lot of work with them and they don't work and they return them to me. And so the risk factor on these used cameras is pretty high. And so I can't come in too high just because the risk profile is bigger on them. Here's 2 Thomas Kinkade prints. This one was a bummer for me. So I bought these at the swap meet, and the buyer was asking, what, 20, it was either 20 or 25. No, it was 25. I offered 20, so I got them both for 20. So I showed my partner Kelly, and he looks at me and goes, "Oh man, don't ever get Thomas Kinkade again. Too kitschy." And I discovered he was right. So I went ahead and listed them, and they had them listed for a while, and they didn't sell. So I said, screw it. So I went ahead and I put them in my donation lot to the thrift store. In the meantime, I didn't realize it, but he had actually relisted these. So they went ahead and sold. So I had to go back down to the thrift store that I donated to him and buy him back again a second time for $12. So this whole thing, I spent like $30 to $35 on these prints, and I got them for $20. And I also had free shipping on them, medium mail. So this one I took a hit on. It was unpleasant. Here's some iPhones. Now, I did pretty well on these. I mentioned how I bought a lot from that Russian guy. And these all went spectacularly. I think I listed about 20. I only had 1 or 2 that didn't sell, which I'm going to go ahead and lot up. I wish I could tell better if they were locked or not. And none of them went. I had one exceptional one that went for $65, but most of them went for around 15 to 20. So not bad. Here's some more out of this. This was an iPod. Actually, what took longer to list these is to power them up and do the research on the model number and then bring them in. And so the labor rate was much higher on these than on past items. And here's one more, an iPod Nano. This is all from that same buyer. And you can see we got $12.50 for it. Same thing. It took a while to power it up, identify it, and get the song inventory. Oh man, so here's another one, and I took a best offer, I believe it was $28 on this, just from all of these other appliances that I was buying, of these VCRs and DVRs and other stereos. I had this whole lot of remotes, and I tried to sell them by brand. Buy it now, $12, free shipping and handling. And I was able to sell a few like that, but I could see that to do this all, it was going to take forever. And so I said, screw it. So I just lotted them all up. In the end, I had 33 of them. And I was just kind of happy to get them all out the door and to make room for them. Some were good, like the Panasonics and Toshibas, but others were for like Dish TV and Comcast devices, which just had no value. Oh, wrong way. Let's go this way. There's actually a little bit of a mistake on this one. I took $30 for it. And I bought the kit for $6, so I'm still money up on it. But I had meant to put this together with another Lego kit. I only had 10 pounds in all and put it together in one sale. However, the guy does my listing. I didn't leave him adequate directions, and so he didn't see it. So he listed this separately. And So I was done as two different sales. So just on this one, 6 pounds for $30. And everyone tells me Legos, they go for $10 a pound. And I've never gotten that. The best I've ever gotten is about like $7 per pound. I wish I could get 10. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Leave me a comment. This one I was kind of surprised at. It was a kit to clean your LPs. Now, I had bought this as a leftover, just as $1. And of course, I got the full asking price, $1 to $20, and I only had it listed. It was listed for about 4 or 5 days. And I wish it could all be like that, where it turned $1 into $20. But this one went really fast. Anyway, I think, oh, no, here's another one. So on this one, I took a best offer. Someone offered me 80. I said 95. They said 85, so I took that. These were going for about 120 to 125, but I think they're a bit newer. And I had bought this one for $15. So that's why I let it go perhaps a little cheaper than I should have, because I knew I was already going to be money up on it. I see that they were pretty popular. I only had this listed about 2 days. I mentioned the headphones before. These were some leftover headphones that I had, so I just thawed them all up. And a lot of these didn't have padding on the ears, so they weren't that good. But I did get the full $20 for them, so I was happy with that. On this Barbie, I had 2 of these. I bought them for $1 each, and this was the second one to sell. And when I bought these Barbies, I looked at the prices, and it didn't seem to be big sellers or fast sellers, so I was a little so-so on it. Nonetheless, $1 to $9. I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not sure if I do this on a regular basis, though. The market seemed to be a little saturated on them. This is a tonometer. This is another one I kind of forgotten about. It's some sort of measuring device. It was made in West Germany, which even made it a little rare. And I thought I would have done it a bit better. This was something I bought months ago for $1 or $2, and I went ahead and listed it, and I saw other people were selling, doing good, but I wasn't. Anyway, after 2 months, I did get my $22. So it took a little time, but it made me money. This is a Lionel train set. Actually, I took $16 for this. It had 5 cars and part of a canopy. Now, there's some old cooter I'm friends with, and he's a big train nut. And he's telling me that the Lionels just don't fetch the money like they used to, because, pardon me, all the guys who do Lionel, they're all a bunch of old men who are all dying off, and just so the market of buyers for Lionel just isn't there anymore. And I remember 2 years ago, I'd sell Lionel, and it would be a lot more healthier. But yeah, I mean, he was right. I was surprised that selling this was a bit of a struggle. This came from that Russian. These were just 5 miscellaneous cameras that I loaded up. And they all worked. Only one of them had battery. None of them had memory cards. So they were so-so. And I got the $20 for them. This came out of a big lot that we purchased. And this is kind of a leftover. I took $20 for it, and it was just hanging around. We gotten this back in June, which was like 3 months ago. Someone offered the $20 for it with free shipping, and then after 3 months, I was glad to get rid of it. This is something else I got at an auction for $1. I'd bought this big lot of paper goods, which had these 1930s paper dolls in it that I thought kind of had some value. And I did end up selling those in different lots for $20 a lot, and this came with it. I realized this wasn't as valuable, but it was still new, untouched. I gave it free shipping because I could ship it media, which was it was under $3. So it still made me a little money. No, not big money, though. In the last video, I mentioned my partner had bought that storage locker. And this is one of the things that came with it, a DVD set. And I consider it just kind of a bonus. The Little House on the Prairie, it was seasons 1 and 7. And same thing, I wish I mentioned the region code in them. I believe this is the last one. So this is another DVD set that came out of that storage locker that we purchased. What made this one a bit more valuable is that it was new in box. And I don't believe that you can get this on Netflix yet. So there's actually a little bit of bidding on this one. And like I said, just as a leftover from the storage locker, we're happy with it. So anyway, you hear this at every video. Please hit that like button. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I really hope you subscribe to me. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.